What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy A-Side, and I'm back at you guys with another video. Now, in this video, we're going to answer a question. Did Bud Crawford duck Jerron Boots Ennis? Now, I'm going to be one of the ones to tell you at the end of the video, but you may be surprised about what it is that I think. In order to answer this question, we're going to have to be fair and add some context to it.
Oh, say less.
Just over a year ago, boxing enthusiasts and boxing fans alike was clamoring for one of the biggest fights inside of boxing. That's right, with Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Bud Crawford. These two guys was expected to make the biggest performance in 2023 because everybody had wanted to see the fight for so long, for the greater part of 4 or 5 years. Now it actually came to a climactic end in July 29th. That was the night that the mega fight, the undisputed fight between Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford had actually taken place. Now that fight was so one-sided, it had left some of the fight fans with bad taste buds in their mouth. That is 100% the case because we had thought that this was going to be the most competitive fight on paper between Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford. It was anything but. Bud had went in there and pretty much put on a boxing clinic against EJ.
Jesus Christ.
To say the least. Now, those same fans are actually clamoring for a fight with Jerron Boots Ennis. Yes, that's right. They want their get back. They want their payback. And that payback is in the form of the boot, right? They want to go ahead and kick Bud Crawford right in his you-know-what. We all know the reason why they want this fight is because they felt like, what had happened with EJ won't happen so easily or won't happen with the young and uber talented Jerron Boots Ennis. Now, with that being said, people have stated that he is ducking Jerron Boots Ennis because Jerron Boots Ennis have skills that are comparable to his. He can match his speed, or he's even faster. He's stronger than him, much more twitchier, and have faster feet.
I don't remember that shit.
Now, some fighters even go as far as to say that he's a better switch fighter than Bud. But we got to be honest with ourselves. Like I said, the biggest fight that we all was clamoring for just over a year ago had taken place this year. Now, because it had taken place this year, something had to happen called negotiations first, right? Negotiations had to take place with Bud Crawford and Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., right? With those negotiations, things had to be put inside of those negotiations called stipulations. With stipulations, there are strings attached, right? If someone was to win that fight, they would be obligated to give the loser a rematch if the loser petitioned in a timely manner for the rematch of that said fight.
That's a great idea. I'm with that.
That's exactly what took place, guys. After the fight, you can even remember Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. stating that he hoped to see Terrence Bud Crawford at 154 in December.
Jesus Christ.
They didn't even get out of the ring yet, and he was already petitioning his adversary for another fight. Now that is huge. This is the reason why it's huge, because now Bud is contractually bound. Yes, he is obligated to give Errol the fight he actually wants. The reason why he is contractually obligated is because it's in the contract, and if he don't follow that contract with those said stipulations, remember the strings that we talked about, he can be sued, taken and hauled off to court. It can be a litigation that ensue between both of the parties that may see him lose, have to pay legal fees, and still have to give him the fight anyways.
You can't handle the truth.
So as opposed to going through all of those things, he had actually did the thing that was right. He obliged Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. because earlier this year, they had actually got on the phone, negotiated between both parties, just themselves, no suits involved. They hashed out all of their differences and made this fight happen for the fans. Earl had actually pretty much given up a lot of the things and a lot of the leverage in order to make this fight happen. So it's pretty cool that Bud is, pretty much honoring him and giving him that same respect that Earl had previously given him this year. So to answer your question, with all that being said, no, Bud Crawford is not ducking Jaron Boots Ennis.
Say it again. Say something else. Oh, say something else.
He is contractually obligated to oblige Earl Spence Jr.'s request. Guys, I know you didn't like how the fight turned out. I know you want someone that's just as talented, just as quick to get in there and really test his legend in Bud Crawford, but he has to fight EJ first. Unless EJ calls it off and say he don't want to fight and the contract is null and void, guys, we're going to see a part 2 before we see a Jaron Boots Ennis. But here's the good thing. The good thing is Jaron is now a champion, and maybe he could get a big fight like a Keith one-time Thurman. And with that name up under his belt, then he can have some type of legitimacy to ask for a fight with Bud Crawford. Now, as a boxing fan, I would love to see that, because he would not only have a marquee name under his belt in Keith Thurman, but then he can clamor for the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, arguably on earth, in Bud Crawford. Guys, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. But most importantly, comment what you disliked in the video or what I may have missed in the video, and then maybe I'll do a part 2. Also, comment what you liked about the video. What probably changed your mind if he did duck him in your head previously, but now you look at the video and say, you know what? With that being said, he didn't duck them. He just contractually bound. Hey guys, I love you guys. I appreciate all of you guys. Make sure you look down in the description to follow me on all different social media platforms. That include TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, now known as X, right? So guys, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.